everyone, and welcome to Whose Life Is It Anyway? A show where everything is made up, but the points actually do matter. If any of that sounds a little familiar, well, that's because yes, this is an improv comedy podcast where all the stories you're about to hear were completely made up on the spot, guided and prompted by real improv comedy games. How does it work? Well, two players are tasked with having a podcast-like interview or conversation, making it all up as they go, but there's a third guest who can interrupt at any time and give them new rules or new directions for their conversation via a list of different improv games and guidelines. How do you win? Well, if a player breaks character or simply doesn't follow the rules of the game they're in at the time, the other person is awarded a point, and at the end of a 20-minute time limit, the guest with the most points wins, and of course, becomes known to the world as a comedic genius. So, without any further ado, let's find out who's making stuff up in this episode. You ready to host a podcast?
I'm ready.
Krista, are you ready to make some stuff up with me?
I'm ready to make some stuff up with you.
Well, in that case, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Whose Life Is It Anyway? This is a very real podcast about a fake podcast about someone's fake life story that we're going to make up right on the spot. But of course, I cannot do that alone. I have two wonderful guests joining me in this episode that I am so very freaking excited to sit and do this with. First, the person that I'm going to be making stuff up with in this episode, my friend Krista Stauffer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. This is so much fun.
And in the captain's chair for this episode, my dear friend Ryan Francis. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks, Ross.
How excited are you to be in charge of things around here?
I am really excited to be in charge. I really like this power. I have all of the papers here. I know exactly what I'm doing at all times. This is going to run perfectly.
You have. I have noticed that it seems like you've started the timer already, although we haven't started the games.
Oh, shit. No, I didn't.
What?
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
While Ryan collects himself, what we're about to do here is Krista and I are going to be tasked with making up our very own fake podcast on the spot, someone's life story. One of us is going to have a completely fabricated life story right off the top of our silly little heads. But we can't do that without some prompts and guidelines. And Ryan, since you're in charge around here, you get to lay it all out for us. So, whose podcast will this be? Who's doing the interviewing? Who is the guest? And do you have a theme for us to follow?
Oh, I'm really glad that you asked, Ross, because I do indeed have something for you all. So, yep, Krista, yep, exactly. Ross, you're going to take the host seat today. You're going to take the host seat.
Okay.
You have a world record podcast. Your podcast is held in very high acclaim. You hold a world record. I don't know what that is, but maybe you do.
Okay.
And Krista, you're going to be the guest on this podcast, and you actually hold a Guinness World Record yourself for taking the world's largest shit.
This is so ironic.
Crazy how things just work out.
Nice. Okay.
So. Yeah. So that's your sitch.
Okay.
So you guys are.
I have a world record podcast, and you have taken the world's largest shit. I love it. Well.
Okay.
I think we're ready to get started. Ryan, are you ready?
This is where you start your timer.
This is where the timer
I'm going to hit the button.
Will begin. And remember, you've got all the power over there, my friend.
I'm going to look at these.
And you also have to keep score. Remember that as well.
I do.
Well, on that note, folks, welcome back to the show. I am sitting here today with a very, very special guest. You know how we do it around here on the show. I only bring the most special and talented of people here on the show. Okay, so you've got a really unique gift. You got a really unique record that you recently set. Have not had someone like you on this show before.
So excited.
You have taken the world's largest, well, and we can say it on the show. Human fecal dump, a.k.a. you've taken the world's largest shit.
The world's biggest shit, yes.
Yes. Sheila Dish Mop, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. You can call me Sheil.
Sheils?
Sheil. Just Sheil.
Sheil?
Sheil. Sheil.
Sheil.
Sheil.
All right.
I don't like the A on it.
Okay.
So just Sheil.
Well, Sheil, tell me about your shit.
Where do I begin? You know, when I was a kid, there was just something that was so fascinating about just the whole excrement process.
Okay, so this is a thing from childhood.
From childhood. I would say from, birth, really.
Really?
I
Okay.
was, of course, not aware of it as a baby because I was
Changed.
absolutely aware as a baby how impressive this was because my parents every time were like, look at that little shit. Every time.
Okay, so
And
it kind of...
I took that in.
Yeah, it set in something mentally and emotionally with
Yes.
you from the start that you were you kind of figuratively the largest shit that your mother had taken?
I think so.
So they kind of looked at you as like a very special shit.
Yes.
So you felt like that you had to carry on the family legacy.
I was a 10-pound baby. So there was a lot coming out of me anyway. So they did call me the little shit, just as a cute little nickname.
Now hold on, I'm sorry to
Yes,
interrupt you
that's
here. I
okay.
know we're just getting...
Change.
I want to interrupt you because I do not
Okay.
care about what you have to say.
Oh.
And this is my show.
Okay.
So I do have a question
Yeah.
that I'd like for you to answer.
Absolutely.
Can you correct me if I'm wrong? It sounds like you were shitting from the start as a baby. Like you came out shit squirting everywhere.
Absolutely. That's
Okay.
actually, it was impressive. But just
Okay.
from the first shot, literally, the first shit.
Yeah. Okay. Is that a family joke that you guys kind of...
It was a little bit.
Okay.
There's what's called meconium when you're a baby inside the womb, that if you shit in the womb, then you have to be removed from, I'm so excited, from the mother's.
This is a very expensive table. Please
I know.
do not do that.
No, you're fine. But that you have to be removed immediately from the mother's womb if you shit in the womb.
Really? So were you born on time, prematurely, late?
I guess I was on time because I shat, and then they had to take me out of her body.
Okay,
'Cause
I'm
it's
no doctor,
unsafe.
but I'm not exactly sure what you shitting has to do with you being on
It's
time.
it's getting in the body of
Okay,
the
okay,
mother.
well-
It's just unsafe.
So,
So,
okay,
I literally came out shitting.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we've established that. Now, biggest thing is, I mean, this show is about world records.
Yes.
So we've established, yes, you were born with the shit
Yep.
in you already. You're
Yes.
a little turd
Yep.
yourself. Walk me through, how do you end up taking the world's new biggest shit? You set a world record. That's a really big deal.
Thank you.
All right. I wanted to just take a time out here real quick because I wanted to change it up and do a little game on that question because that was a good
It's
lead
going
off here.
places.
Let's do
Yeah,
this.
we're really going places.
Okay.
This is the dirtiest conversation I've ever heard in my
It
entire
is pretty crappy,
life.
if I do say so myself.
All right.
All right.
I don't want to dump on it.
I seriously
Catching me with my
cannot.
pants down. over
I need
there.
points for that.
I seriously cannot. You're gonna have 3 points.
What? You just say you just get
She-
points?
she-
What is
she-
happening?
Ask
around
and
here?
thou
taking
shalt
over your
receive.
game.
This is what
Yeah,
happens
okay,
when someone else hosts this show.
All right. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do the number of words. That's where I'm gonna
Okay.
assign a number of words to each guest, and you can only speak that number of words. Ross,
Yes.
I'm gonna assign you 3 words,
Okay.
and Krista, you're gonna have 1 word. Okay.
Shit.
So, big shit?
Huge.
How big, really? How did it?
But
But then what?
feces?
How much feces?
Lots.
Was it heavy?
Very.
Who weighed it?
Me.
Okay, but when?
Yesterday.
Can we trust?
Yes.
What color?
Brown.
Okay, slow down.
Can't!
You're real excited.
So.
So, how much?
Loads.
Where did shit?
Toilet.
Real big toilet?
Huge.
Where was toilet?
Outside.
Toilet was outside?
Yes.
Where do you live?
All right, we'll take a pause. Oh, I'm crying. I'm seriously crying.
Speech is a lot of fun.
Oh, we're giving points to everybody here. We're giving like loads of points. I really don't know how the points work, but we're just throwing some points on there. Ross, that was impeccable.
Very pretty.
That's great.
It's great.
Love that.
If you guys just kind of wanted to get back into it a little bit, but I wanted to pull out the accents card here. So if you want to get back into your conversation and pull out your best accent, we can go ahead and carry on.
All right, so walk me through, you're shitting in your backyard, your own backyard. Is this a home toilet? Is this something special to you? Is this just a random day?
You know, I like to use the toilet in the backyard a lot of times.
All right.
But there's, for the record, I had to go somewhere special for that.
Right, okay, so you felt that this was a special shit coming on.
It was a huge special shit, but I'd also been training for this.
Okay, so that's actually a question that I had. You know, a lot of world record holders that come on my show,
absolutely,
they've been training their entire life. Now, I know shit has been running in your veins for years.
Well, not in my veins, right?
Well,
but it's
a figurative, it's a figure of speech, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I get that.
As a podcast host, I've got to, get a lot of those in here as a good host.
That.
But so you've been training. When you say you've been training to take the biggest shit, can you explain to me what exactly that means?
Fiber is
change.
Raisins.
Raisins?
A lot of raisins.
So you've just been eating raisins forever?
That's really all I've been eating. I do drink a lot of water because, you need to...
All right.
You need to mix it up and get things through the system in there.
So previously in your life, had you taken big shits before?
Oh, every time.
But how did you know that this one was going to be the world record one?
You know, I think when you go through your world and you clog up every toilet that you see...
Right.
It just gives you the idea that I'm doing something that not everybody is doing, and that makes me special.
Well, I mean, everybody does shit.
Everybody shits, but do you clog the toilet every time?
I have clogged the toilet 9 out of 10 times when I take a shit.
Change.
I have never clogged the toilet once, actually, so you're right.
So,
yeah.
Your body's different and mine is special.
That's true. Yeah, that's great. I love when my guests come on my show and put me down like that. But, I mean, hey,
it's okay.
You're the world record holder.
You're special in your own way.
I appreciate that. I really
Absolutely.
do. I really do.
Yes.
So, one of my other big questions upon my research into you as a guest, your father was actually the inventor of the plumber shit that you
change.
Your father was actually a toilet himself.
That's a really interesting way to put that my dad was shitty, but if we want to go there, that's fine.
Right. You've had some daddy issues, I think is what the internet calls it.
Yes.
So, yeah,
yes.
Basically
he asked us to call him the shitter.
Right.
So some do refer to him as the human toilet, but it's my way of feeling close to Dad after all these years.
Right. Now, he was a sports star growing up the human toilet.
He was the human toilet. It was world-class shot put that he was great at, the human toilet.
Did you ever call it shit put just for fun?
I didn't want to offend him because...
Right. Even though he liked to be called the human shitter.
Mm-hmm.
And he liked to say that he was a human toilet, that you didn't want to offend him.
All right. I'm going to interject here. I'm going to use the host power.
I need to break out of that accent.
Oh my God, that was wild. Yeah.
Can I keep mine?
Yeah. I was going to say, please stop using the accents, but please continue if you so wish.
I might be stuck
to continue.
You might have to stay there.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous. I'm dying. Okay. So I wanted to kind of take this conversation about this pile of shit, and I want to go a little in a different direction as far as what we're discussing here. So I think that it would be incredible to find out what it was like when you were being observed for the Guinness World Record.
Yeah,
because there have to be witnesses. There's press building up to it, and then there's press afterwards, and then just doing it. What happened? I think that might be a good direction to kind of take things and to get more details about how that day went when the record was broken.
So you've been building up to this day, eating a lot of raisins, drinking a lot of water.
A lot of raisins. Lots of raisins.
Lots of raisins.
Boxes, in fact.
Well, that's raising some questions here on my end.
That was a great show. You're good at puns.
I do have a bit of a question.
Okay.
So people have to be there to see you break this world record. I mean,
do.
you've been shitting all your life, but
have.
something special about this one.
Yes.
Walk me through how you got people prepared. I heard that your entire town came out for this
They
one.
were. They
Yeah.
were. I'm from a little town called Wrinkled Foreskin. It's a weird, strange name of a town, so we just call it WF.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that somewhere
I
before.
feel like I have too. Wrinkled Foreskin is
Actually, Wrinkled Foreskin was one of my favorite professional wrestlers.
You know what? He was
growing up.
actually born in our town. It's amazing.
No way.
He was there that day for my shit. It was so great.
He was named after his hometown.
He was.
That's why when they announced him, they
Yes.
said, now entering the ring, Wrinkled Foreskin from Wrinkled Foreskin.
Yes. But they
Wow.
didn't say it very often because they just wanted him to be a little himself, not just the town.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah, they changed up his character a little
They
bit.
did.
Anyway,
Anyway.
that's awesome. My favorite. Can you give me an autograph at some point?
I can't.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, so
Okay.
you're from Wrinkled Foreskin.
I'm from Wrinkled Foreskin, Idaho. And Wrinkled Foreskin, Idaho has a population of about 650 individuals, including Wrinkled Foreskin, the
so
wrestler.
cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's so amazing.
That's awesome.
So what they decided to do was have everybody just line up, and they put me behind a two-way mirror.
Really?
They put me in front of the entire town on a stage. Because, after this time and being so good at what I'm doing, I have no shame anymore.
Right.
Everybody poops. There's a book about it.
Everybody does poop, but nobody poops quite like you.
Nobody
right,
does.
Of course.
That's what makes me special.
Now, had you already been known around town as the shit girl?
Yes, because I clogged every toilet in the city. So
Everyone's
people,
toilet?
Every single one. Yep.
So you would
people
just-
would dare me. Hey, come take a shit in the toilet and find out
Really?
if you're going to clog it up. And I did every time.
So you were known around town as the girl who takes big shits.
I did.
And you were, in fact, celebrated.
I
about this.
was
People
because
invited you into their
They
homes.
did. I carry a poop knife with me.
What's a poop knife?
A poop knife. It cuts it up so it goes down the tank.
Is that just like a normal knife that you just happen to use to cut poop and you call it a poop knife, or is there an actual poop knife?
There's an actual poop knife.
Okay.
It's wooden.
Really? All right. I didn't know that.
I
See,
carry
we
it
learn
with me.
something new every day.
See, isn't that
This is
great?
we learn something poo every day. How about that?
Oh, you
How
and
about
your
that one?
puns
How about
are
that
so
one?
clever.
Anyway, I'm really trying to make sure that you give me that autograph from Wrinkled Foreskin.
I will get your wrinkled foreskin. I mean,
Freeze. Okay. You guys are killing me. Okay. All right. I think we're going to play the Who's Line game.
Right.
So this is the one. I had it here, and then I lost it. Where did it
I
go?
can describe it for you real quick.
Oh, well, could you describe it, Ross?
What's going to happen real quick is Ryan is going to distribute 2 secret lines to both Krista and myself that we must implement into our interview within the next few moments.
I think I just burped in the mic. I'm so sorry. That was
Oh, well, good. I was doing my big
that's
host
good.
duty here,
Okay,
so
good.
that's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You
You
took
know what?
over for me. You're pulling double duty right now.
I like that, and if I do say so myself, that deserves an extra point, but who's counting, So, here
You
we
guys
go.
are both going to get
Wait
a
a
point for
minute.
that.
You did it earlier.
I did, I know.
All right,
Totally
here we go.
did.
Back to
All right,
back
let's
to
go back at it.
Right, so I do remember, so you gathered the whole town out for this
Yes.
for this one big
Yep.
day,
The
right?
the big outdoor amphitheater. They placed a special toilet on there for me.
That's what was special about it. Was it gold? Was it just porcelain?
toilet.
Was it wooden, like
Oh,
the knife?
well, it had to be large. So basically,
Right.
what they did is they took a giant bowl that was going to be measured minus my body weight and minus the bowl weight to
Right,
get the
okay.
correct measurement. But then they had to build a special seat so my tuchus would fit properly.
And now I've seen pictures from it. Obviously,
Yes.
I do my research for this. Now
They're
this-
cheeky, aren't they?
They are pretty cheeky. I do like that. Don't steal my thing.
I'm
trying to
sorry.
be the funny one here
That's
on
sorry, I'm
my it's my show. Remember, but anyway. I do remember you were raised up on the stage, and you were, the toilet's up here, and they
Toilet's
actually
up
had
there.
like a giant, kind of like a terrarium, like a fish tank underneath it.
Yes.
So that way people could see when your excrement would drop
Yes.
in there, so everybody got a good view
They did.
of what it had. Now, there was something that you said was very important to your family that you actually had etched on the tank. Could we share that here
Absolutely,
today? It was
yes.
something that was etched on the tank
Thank
that
you.
everybody in the
Thank
audience
you.
see. I figured
It's our family motto.
Right,
Thank
okay.
you for bringing that up because it's
Absolutely.
very special to us because our family motto is, why is it so sticky where you're standing? And sometimes we would even sing it together. Why
Can I try
is it
with
so sticky
when you're standing? Right. Okay. Did one of us got that wrong, and I'm not sure.
I think you're singing. You're singing the third version of that because we sing the original.
Oh, all right.
Aboriginal version.
Sorry,
of it.
you can't trust articles on the internet a lot. I've got, I read some of the Reddit threads about you.
I think you heard the Harry Styles version.
Oh, that's right. He did cover your family shit song.
He
did actually. Shouts to Harry. Big fan of the show.
Yeah, it's really great.
But
thank you. That was written on the tank.
So everyone could see it. Now, there was something that confused me a little bit, that you actually shouted before, as you were taking your seat upon your throne. You looked out at everyone, you grabbed a megaphone, and you said, "I see dead people." Was that like a threat to everyone there? Or was that like a...
The only way for me to sometimes take a shit, there's certain movies that I have to watch, and one of them is The Sixth Sense.
Okay, so you have comfort movies to really get your bowels.
I have a comfort shit movie, and it just moved it through.
All right.
That's what I did. Yeah. The other movie has a really strange title, but the other movie that will definitely give me a shit is a film from the 1940s, and it's called "You're the Worst Make-A-Wish I've Ever Had to Do." It's a movie musical.
I think I've heard of that, but I haven't seen the footage of it.
It's really sad, but there's something about it that it's just like, I have to poop now.
Right. Okay.
And I have to poop big.
What happens in that one that makes you have to...
In the movie, let me read the title again. Just, you're the worst Make-A-Wish I've ever had to do.
Right.
There is a sweet little boy named Francois.
Oh, right.
Francois. He takes...
It's my granddad's name, actually.
It's a great name. It's amazing. It's not even an Irish name. It's so great. The Make-A-Wish...
I didn't say it was from Ireland.
Oh, you have a great family. The worst Make-A-Wish that he chose was to go and hold his breath underwater. The movie's only about 5 minutes long.
Well, in the 40s, they weren't doing you had Wizard of Oz, then you didn't have nothing until like the 80s, right?
And the problem was because it was a musical, he was underwater and singing, so it was even shorter that he lived. So he died.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've seen something about that movie, but it's one of those like underground cult followings.
Yeah, they don't produce it anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so anyway, you sit down, you've got your comfort movies, you take a seat on the throne, you begin to dump. Approximately how long does the process take?
Well, it's big. So because of the record, it was approximately 17 inches wide. It was approximately 37 inches wide.
Right.
I have a special seat that pulls my cheeks as far apart as they'll go. So they're kind of flopsy down here anymore. I'll tell you that much.
You know what? That does remind me of something. When I was a kid, I never took as big shit as you. Right. I never once clogged a toilet, but I do remember one time when I took my first dump. If I could share with you, I don't really get to talk about my shits a lot.
Do it. I love it.
I remember sitting down.
Yes.
I took my first shit, and all I could think was, "Let's get naked and wrestle."
Wow. You know, that is not surprising because you are such a wrestling fan. If you're such a fan of wrinkled foreskin,
of course, you
must have been a lifelong fan.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I just want to get naked and wrestle right now. And of course, my parents were like, you've got turds coming out of your butt.
Right.
You can't run around. But I did. It didn't stop me. I ran around, turds just flapping out of my ass.
It's okay.
And,
sometimes you machine gun those guys out of there.
Exactly. Well, I don't eat as many raisins as you, but I have indeed tried.
Absolutely.
So anyway, again, my shits are not as impressive as yours, but I did just want to share that with you. Now, approximately, so we've got the height, the weight, all that sort of stuff. How long did this take? Because you were saying it took a long time, right?
To get the shit out?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to watch both movies 17 times. So
they did set up a television up on the stage. They did set up a television,
yeah. So and that kind of helped me focus.
Now that does help that one of the movies is only 5 minutes long, so it's easy to get through.
But it was The Sixth Sense is a lot longer.
It is. It's 4 hours, right?
All right. I don't know. We've got 30 seconds left on the 20-minute timer. You guys hauled ass, like no pun intended on that. Oh my God. It smells like shit in here. Just
I didn't do it.
We're not stinking up the joint, are we?
Oh my God. Oh wow. That was amazing and impressive. That was absolutely incredible. You guys had me dying of absolute laughter.
So are we done, or do you want us to do something in the last 30 seconds?
To a conclusion.
We hit the 20 minutes, so I don't know.
Oh, we've hit 20
minutes. We hit the 20
minutes.
That's
okay.
You guys just went.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So we hit the 20.
Well, I guess at this point it's just time to look
Yeah, so
Yeah.
At our
I
scoreboard.
did.
Yeah.
We're not tied, are we? Because then we'd have to do a tiebreaker.
So I was keeping score here.
Thank goodness.
Very
That is-
close. This was like a high score from what I see in the past scores that we've had. Ross, you had 4 tally marks.
That's
Okay.
pretty.
That's a lot.
good.
That's a lot of tally marks.
That's a
I
lot
like
of tally
that.
marks.
That's a lot of tally
Yeah.
marks.
Yeah.
Official.
Krista, you actually also had 4 tally marks.
Oh.
So
What do
we
do?
did tie.
We
you
tie.
did tie.
Oh my-
So
okay.
I'm not sure what we do in a tiebreaker sense.
That means we go into a sudden death round.
A sudden
So,
death round.
In this, we just continue the conversation. This has happened a couple times here on the show, but you get to determine exactly what we do. You can give us a game to play.
Okay.
You can also change up the end of our conversation if you want us to take on some new story elements or something like that.
Okay.
Or we can simply continue and wrap up our interview with whatever games and whatever guidelines that you give us.
Yeah, I think it would be good to kind of set, wrapping up the interview. That's a really good option. I think we're going to go with the alphabet. We're going to go with the alphabet
is
game to
evil.
kind
This
of
is gonna
because
be
sheer evil.
this is a true point or no
Okay.
point.
That's
okay.
All right.
This is going to be a real.
So I want
quick
to see. I
sudden
want to
death
see.
round
I want to
here.
see you make it all the way through.
Okay.
We're going to wrap this up, and Ross, you're the one that is interviewing here. So
Yes.
I'm going to give you to start off on the letter Q. Okay.
Quail Man was one of your favorite superheroes growing up, right?
Right. He was really great. I watched his movie too, but it didn't make me want to shit.
So, anything else make you have to shit?
That's a great question. I drink a lot of coffee.
Understandable. That will do it. I get that.
Very, very much coffee.
What else makes you shit?
X-rays, getting them just, I think it's the way that when the light hits my body, it's like,
Yeah. I get that. I get
zooms
that.
right out of me.
About how many people ended up showing up to the world record day there?
Billions.
Could you even count that many?
Don't get me started. They had a clicker.
Everyone in the town was there.
For real, everyone in the town was there.
Good grief, that's crazy.
Hells yes, it is.
I wish I could have been there to see it.
Just wish you would have been.
Kids, were there kids present to see your shit come out of your
Lots
asshole?
of kids. It is something everybody poops, remember?
Mom, was mom there to witness it?
No, she was not there.
Okay, I'm not really sure why you answered it like
Please
that.
don't ask me about mom being there.
Questions, I have a few more for you.
You
Right
guys
on.
went through the whole. I was going to just let you keep going through the alphabet, but I don't
can't
think
reach
you'd
you.
stop.
Wow,
So you
That was
tied.
amazing.
That sudden death could slow us down.
Yeah.
We each gained another point
I
for
love
that.
that.
Yeah, you are now tied at 5 points.
Oh my God, this is
I don't know what
unprecedented.
happens after that.
We just keep going, and you just keep throwing games at us.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, was mom present there and everything? You had everybody in the
She
town.
wasn't.
This is a
She
big
was
day.
the only one that didn't show up for me. She's not.
Oh no. Okay, sorry to bring it up at the end of the interview
That's
here.
okay. She's not really excited about my role in life as the greatest human shitter.
I mean, that's a big thing. They give you a whole plaque and all this
They
sort
do.
of stuff, and
I
a
have
little
plaque,
golden turd on the top of it.
and nobody's challenged me in 4 years, so I still hold the title. I haven't had to defend it lately.
Okay, is that a thing you have to do as
It
a world
is.
record holder? You have to
Yes.
defend.
You have to defend your
record.
title. You have to prove that you are worthy.
Right.
Of the
Okay.
title.
Well, what if I told you I'd like to challenge you right now?
Okay. Do you have a television?
Well, I mean, I could get one.
Do you have Sixth Sense?
I do have a VHS copy of Sixth
Would
Sense.
you be able to download the copy of You're the Worst Make-A-Wish I've ever had to do?
I absolutely will.
Okay, it's only
Yes,
5
I
minutes
would.
long.
Right. It wouldn't be a big
It won't
file
be
to
a-
download. Right.
What do you think your movies are going to be?
I would say The Wizard of Oz would be one of them.
Is it when they go to color? Is that when it happens?
Yes, absolutely. That's just
We're going to hop in. Number of words. You each get 5 words.
Okay.
yes. So I'd like shit,
I think everyone does also.
but I want the record.
Okay. Let's Just go try.
Surprise, our seats are toilets.
Guess what I just did?
No way, me too did.
I think that was it. Oh yeah, okay, me too, did.
Hey, I've got broken English over here. I'm not from here. Damn it.
Well, like that could have been taken as like two did, and that didn't make sense, or two did, and that was 4 words. So I was kind of like,
see.
are we going 4? Or are we going?
Either way, you're saying I lost.
Yeah, I'm saying that I feel like I don't know.
It was so close.
Correct
though.
me.
It was so close.
Correct me if you feel like that
Listen,
might be a fair
You
play.
are in charge this episode.
Okay.
It is your discretion.
Okay.
You determine. And is that it?
That's
Has the
it.
shit hit
Wow.
the
Chris
fan?
Krista's gonna get that point for this second sudden death here.
That was a tough point
That
to earn,
was
though.
that was big. That was a battle.
You guys went through the
That was a
whole.
battle.
You guys went through the whole alphabet.
That was good enough. That was a good enough high five. That was fine. I cannot. We also quickly went through that alphabet.
Yeah,
we were
that was fast.
We
I'm
were
literally
like firing
you
off.
were you guys were firing. I'm just trying to keep up. I'm like, wait, was that the right
6
letter?
letters
Yeah,
back.
of course it was. Yeah.
I had to make it up because the last one I lost, so I had to make a
that's
comeback.
true. That's true. Wow. So, what a story.
what a story.
There's a lot happening.
You
there.
hold the world record for biggest shit take in the entire town of Wrinkled Foreskin, Idaho. Came out because honestly, what else is there to do other than cheer for Wrinkled Foreskin, the pro wrestler, or go out and watch someone take a massive
And
shit?
I forgot my name. Something
Sheila Dishmops, I think.
Yeah,
Sheil. Yeah, Sheil.
Shields.
Sheil Dishmop.
Sheil
Dishmop. Which
Sheil
has
Dishmop.
become a tongue twister. Sheil Dishmop.
Sheil Dishmop.
Sheil Dishmop.
Took a shit in Idaho. Say that 5 times fast, folks. Ryan, what was the final score for this episode as Krista takes home the victory?
Final score for this was Ross with 5 and Krista with 6.
What a valiant effort
you. No.
on my part, if I could say.
Great
Please,
competition.
yes, thank
Great
you so much.
competition.
Tell me that I did pretty well.
You did really well.
I did. Thank
You guys
you
did
so very
fantastic.
much.
I
How did it feel to be in charge?
stressful.
Stressful.
It was
Okay.
actually very stressful. I kept reading. I had to read some things like 3 times before and then I was like, should I stop them here? But you guys had such a good conversation going. I didn't want to interrupt it too much.
Time flew.
It did.
Time literally.
Yeah.
That's
time
like
flew for me.
maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude,
potentially.
yeah, time flew.
Well, before this episode flies by and goes any longer, what do you say we wrap this one
Let's
up?
do it.
Yeah.
The people will be able to find. Usually on the screen, I've got your @ handles and all that good stuff, so they can
Can
go
I
check
squeeze
out.
my handle?
You can. There it is. Right there is where you can
Wow,
follow
there it
Krista.
is.
You can follow Ryan right here. They can find out everything that
They
you're
can.
up to. That'll all be in the
Yeah.
show notes and all that good stuff.
Yep.
But one final thing I think we do here is you make a bird with your hands fly away. What a good bird noise.
That is my special
What?
skill. Yeah.
What was that?
That was oh my God, that's incredible.
Thank you.
Dude.
I have never heard of.
I was like, how ironic. There's a bird in the house.
Wow.
When I'm doing that.
That is
Thank you.
That is
Thank
special.
you.
That just changed
well, I
my
don't,
life.
I don't think we can top that. But Ryan, how would you like to play one last game with us collectively?
Yeah, I would really like to
should.
kind of join in this party.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
because I need some help telling the people goodbye. I'm not very good at wrapping things up here.
Some
So,
people want to take a number 1, some people number 2. I want to have a number 3 with you
us,
guys.
we are the ultimate number 3, and I'm pretty sure that means a couple different things. But what that means for us here is
I'm not sure I want to be in this room.
Let's wrap up this podcast before it gets any grosser by telling the folks at home goodbye, one word at a time. Ryan, kick us off.
Everyone
Shits.
As
needed.
And
they
Really
half
too,
shit.
when
they
Eat
a lot,
of
raisins.
apparently,
thanks.
For
listening,
Because
we
shit.
often. Period.
Exclamation point. Cue the credits.